The world just changed because of this court case. Before going in this, it is critical to understand this key point, that the law is never static and it is always being changed, interpreted, and redefined as judges, regulators, and the people move forward with the goal that the law properly reflects society itself. Law is always serving as an echo of the minimally acceptable behavior that society has allowed. This concept with respect to court cases is called case law, which is very important, especially due to the recent verdict over this young woman. For those who don't know, July 12th is when Conrad Roy committed suicide. Michelle Carter had a series of conversations in text that led to the suicide of Conrad Roy and is now being charged as a youthful defender, despite being a minor. What does youthful defender mean? Meaning that she's being tried as an adult. Even the defense were trying to argue what has been the case for a long time, that being that if someone supports another individual in suicide, it doesn't create a homicide. But no, this isn't the case anymore. Cases, you've probably heard something like this before, but not exactly the same. I think we all know some bullies or witnessed to such a case where people were prodded and provoked in committing suicide or self-harm. But not many are held liable in the eyes of the court, such that they would need some form of punishment from the law involving jail time. You just don't see this. But that could really change now. With this verdict, this is cemented in the court as something that can be used to support any future case where two parties have an interaction that leads to a death or suicide. The typical case where an individual would be held liable in the eyes of the law are when they have an authority over the person at hand, that being a teacher, parent, or therapist. Therapists especially have a duty to report to the authorities if they hear that the person is suicidal. But for peers who don't have such an authority over the victim, it's usually hard to convict them. In regards to this case, Michelle was said that she has such a control over Conrad that she is now liable. The key word here is control. Now take this situation. Take the previous concept of case law and apply it to some common bully situations. A kid gets bullied at school. The bullies are the cool kids. They say, "Go kill yourself so people will like you." Doesn't matter on the intensity of which they say, but the kid does it. Now it can be argued now here that because the kids had such a high popularity, they had control over the child and are now liable for the death and can be assumed to face the same punishment as Michelle. Under the First Amendment, speech cannot be criminalized, except in situations where the speech itself is a crime, such as hate speech or solicitation. This understanding of the law is what has prohibited past persons from being held accountable for the words that they could have said that led to an unfortunate incident. But with the suicide of Conrad Roy, this new case law can be used to try and uphold people who provoke people to death as guilty in the view of law. So what do you think about all this? Comment below and let's talk about it.